Hi there, Libras, and welcome to your reading for the month of October. So, up first, I have this beautiful card for you, and this is the Pearl card, Libra. And it says here balance, wisdom, grace, element water, chakra, sacral, and heart. Pearls aren't just things you find, they actually come to life. Defined as solid formations within the tender tissues of saltwater or freshwater mollusks, pearls have been cherished since ancient times, often celebrated as tokens of grace and allure, yet their significance extends far beyond. Symbols of inner wisdom, pearls are recognized as introspective gems, gently leading us inward to rediscover our innate insight. Even more, pearls also have a calming and balancing vibe. With the smooth flow of water in them, they encourage us to find our own rhythm. When to use it. During activities focused on personal development, such as journaling, goal setting, or creative expression. Where to put it. Wear pearls as jewelry to keep them close to your skin and energy field. Special care. When getting dressed, pearls should be the last thing you put on and the first thing you take off. I trust that I have the answers within me and they reveal themselves at the perfect time. Okay, so that's your pearl energy for you. All right, so now I have some cards for you here. So let's see. We have the Seven of Cups. Okay, so you definitely know that there are a lot of options in front of you. There are very many choices to be made. Um, it looks like you're going with the Hermit energy. Okay, I feel like this energy is more your like speed, which is funny because the hermit isn't really about speed or about, it's more about like longevity, and I feel like a long lasting connection to the source. All right, Libra. So clearly it's like this is an indicator like I feel like you know the future for yourself here, okay? Because I'm picking up on like a strong feminine energy. Usually the hermit card is depicted on the traditional tarot deck by like an old man. But I think this is like the future version of yourself, Libra, where you like the crone era, okay? Where, you look back and you're like, you could have done so many different things with your life. I feel like, but the things that you chose to do on your path brought you closer to trusting your intuition and following your own light. Because with so many choices when you're young, it's easy to like be distracted by which one is the right one, especially even when you're like pressured into making choices or you feel like the choices you have with the Seven of Cups, like each one looks just as desirable as the other. Okay. Maybe not the snake necessarily, but I think it's important, like, caution to remember, like, you can't fight with nature. You can't fight with the nature of yourself. And I feel like you're being reminded of that very much this month of October. Is like there's miracles in the dark. Okay, there's miracles in the darkness, and that's where the hermit is. Um, they reside there, that energy. And again, looking up at the moon. Okay, so in the darkest moments, it's easy to feel lost and alone. When you stay focused on the light, you'll receive blessings beyond your wildest dreams. Okay, so even in the darkness, you find light. That is your main source of power. That's where you're getting like the most strength from. Okay, sparks. Okay, so okay, romance and love, sparks flying. Yeah, keep the sparks flying. Surprise each other with gestures of love. Okay, so there's somebody here that is showing you like a gesture of love here. So I feel like you're like the sparks are there. Okay, Also, closure. Not all connections are meant to be, except closure. So, so the connection here, the closure here that you're feeling with this door closing, um, that's on. That's probably something separate from the sparks. Okay, the two are probably not related. So alone time, spend some time alone. It will help you gain clarity on your relationship. Okay, that's again, that's the sparks, right? That's the hermit energy. Is there's like a spark in that lantern or something here that's coming forward. So open your heart to receive the abundant love the universe has to offer. Okay. So the universe definitely wants to give you abundance here. And that's because you're getting closure on like this other connection. Okay. And that's like your individuality. Yeah. Your twin flame. It's like this other, I guess, past relationship because, like, obviously, you're moving into your future um, relationship. Yeah, I feel like, stop trying to change people. That shit never works. You do you. You do you. Okay? So, in other words, it's like, yeah, like there people aren't going to change their ways, okay? They're not. So, let's get closure on that. Let's gain closure on that. And oh my god, man. Yeah, this is definitely some like individuality for you. Okay, it's time for you to have your own individuality. Be wary of possessive partners. Maintain your individuality. Okay, so that's the thing here is like there that like possessive partnership. I think like that person was like not your twin flame. Okay, twin flame energy. Trust the magnetic pull of your twin flame. It will guide you towards them. Okay. So, and that will guide you toward abundance, closure, alone time. Like, these are things that, like, when you're in like a hermit mode, you're like feeling that energy, you're feeling that presence of like really tapping in and tuning into your intuition again. Like, yeah, the high priestess is intuition. Yeah, the moon is intuition. But there's also like the another side to it too where it's like you've been on this like almost like this like loner vibe or this like not like it's a good thing it's a good thing and it's a bad thing because it's like you haven't really been out publicly socializing, doing a lot of things, talking to a lot of people, but your future self is like, you know, get out there and do something. I feel like it's telling you spark of life. Yeah, time for some change. Don't sink into hopelessness and despair, for in your lives a spark of light that is undefeated and unbeatable. You can overcome everything your destiny depends on. Your destiny depends on it. Okay? The key here, all you do with ease and enthusiasm is the path to your goal. Actions are secondary. Make the energy within your primary focus. Do not underestimate the little joys. Okay? So, yeah, I'm getting like I feel like there's like this person. I feel like you are used to like this other energy of like not really like feeling like too in control of what you want to do with yourself and like how you want to live your life. Um, look, the chariot energy comes in, okay? And it comes in to remind you of like you're racing towards something here that you're being pulled toward, okay? Your energy wants to go towards this newfound abundance, this newfound individuality that you weren't really feeling before, okay? And that's leading you to twin flame. That's leading you toward abundance. Oh, look at this. The high priestess. Yep. That's leading you to your high priestess energy again, back to yourself again. Finding inner like beauty within yourself. Okay. Um, you had to get closure on this other relationship because it was like a boss daddy energy. Nothing wrong with that if that's the type you're attracted to, Libra. But I feel like you are the boss of your life. You know, you're the boss of what it is that you want. So, somebody who's like stable, rich, business owner, CEO, BDE, okay, big dick energy, okay, like that's like I feel like that's like old news, okay, like Ace of Swords too, like that's getting to be a little bit of like this relationship has a lot to do with like control, okay, it has a lot to do with control, and it has a lot to do with I feel like people trying to force you into something you like didn't sign up for, but you didn't find out till like after the fact. But that's what the voids are for. Okay, we send those energies to the void. Okay, avoid rushing to fill voids with love. Seek inner fulfillment first. Yeah, so even with like a twin flame energy coming at you, it's like um seek inner fulfillment first, okay? And then like after that, then you can, you know, get some sleep, get some fucking sleep, okay? Um so there's that, okay? Sometimes I need help. Like, it's okay to admit that you need help, okay? Look, the mama bird giving the baby bird some food. But look at this Ace of Cups, okay? So there is still love coming in for you. It's like a self love, it's self care, okay? There's a beautiful dove here, offering you peace within, okay? Helping you find like closure, peace, solace, Three of Cups. Yeah, celebration. It's like you're celebrating the end of what was like a toxic relationship. But also I feel like you're also like releasing yourself from like a lot of energy that was like you were trying to change someone. Okay. Also, we have your signs and clues. The universe is talking to you. Signs and clues. So I think you like were really like attached to this idea that like you were gonna find fulfillment in something that was like mainstream or like what everybody else like thought was going to be like or what everyone else thinks is like cool or like just like something like I don't know, but it's not really like it's not what it seems because we've got the Ace of Wands here. Okay, so we've got changing here happening for you. The spark of life, the spark of creation. Okay, that goes hand in hand with this High Priestess energy. Is like you're really like trying to create something that is uniquely fits you and like your heart's desire, because that is like a main theme of your reading, Libra, is like your heart's desire. Okay, Three of Wands. Okay, like taking flight here, going on a journey here, not like the Chariot as well, like, and even death, transformation, rebirth. Okay, this is a very this is a very transformational. Okay, I'm making up my own words now. This is a very transformational, transformative. Those probably are actually words already made. So whatever. But anyways, and look, we have the Hierophant with the keys too. Okay, here. So you've already like discussed and written and like made up your mind about this relationship and this connection that you had to get closure on, because there's new love coming in, there's new energy coming in, but the main reminder of this is like you need to love yourself first and not expect people to change, and either accept them as they are, or and still receive what it is that they're trying to give you, or say, I've moved on or moved past that now, where I know I deserve more than that, and then go and get more than that. I mean, it's two very different, like, um, yeah, it's definitely Five of Wands, the full energy. Yeah, okay, Eight of Wands. So it's definitely like a lot of messages at once, okay? I think a lot of people around you can feel what you're going through energetically, and they know that you want, like, some kind of confirmation, okay? That's what the Eight of Wands does. It gives you, like, those messages of confirmation saying, like, we know you're going through something, like we can feel that, okay? And the Fool, that's like starting a whole brand new journey, okay? That's not just like, oh, I've been on a journey for a while and like what's going on. That's like, you've never gone on this journey before. This is really new, okay? I also think there's like this like low vibrational energy. That's why when it comes to like the connection of your past, it's like very low vibrational, and then there's like, that's why the Death and Hierophant are coming out like major. um Also, there's like an emphasis on money and like wealth, and that's why like people associate it with having lots of money, like being the CEOs of their own companies and stuff like that. Like, that is automatically like those people have money, right? Like, and there's like an attraction there for people. But look at this, you have the Five of Pentacles. There's like also there's people without, right? And is this, like some like, is this an attractive romantic energy from this card? Absolutely not. Okay, it depicts people without like homes. They're homeless. Okay, they're freezing out in the cold. Okay, and I feel like there's like a threat of that in the air that keeps you from feeling secure within yourself. But look at this, the Five of Wands. There are things happening all around you right now. The moon, the cycles of the moon, like the phases there, are in like direct alignment with the High Priestess. Like, here's the High Priestess, and here are the dancers, like singing and dancing, and they're all High Priestesses, okay? They're all goddesses, okay? They're not worried, okay? And they're all holding wands too. They're not in conflict with each other. They're not worrying about whatever this, uh, big dick energy is going to like say or do, right? Because there are those with money and power that will try to um, control, the divine feminine energy. That's a very distorted masculine point of view, that this card, okay? It's like, yeah, this can be really attractive on the outside, but it's also can be like that person can be very controlling, right? And they can keep you from what it is that you want, okay? From loving yourself, right? Because you're too busy trying to um like take care of the needs of someone else when you're not taking care of your own needs. Like, this person wants like a really like crazy relationship with you, that I feel like makes you feel more of like it's just like, I don't know, the dynamic of it is like very interesting. But if you look past that and you look at like what's happening now, you're going to start to see like Page of Pentacles. Okay? This overrides that intense feeling that you need to like portray a certain characteristic or portray a certain personality or be a certain type of person to appease someone who already has so much control, already has so much money and power, when really you just need the Page of Pentacles. You just need a small amount of, you know, financial abundance, which obviously you have that here. You have a lot of abundance coming in for you. Open your heart to receive the abundance the universe has to offer you. Okay? So that's going to lead to a lot of good stuff happening. Okay? A lot of good connections being made. I feel like these messages coming through are from, you know, a very intuitive, divine feminine force that can break that distorted masculine energy and that's been keeping you from reaching your happiness. Even look, this, the Knight of Wands. There's always a message coming in for you that is going to help you and guide you on the right path and give you the momentum that you need. Especially when it comes to sharing your own stories, your own messages, and having that spark of life in creation. Look at this, 10 of Cups, a beautiful, happy family sitting under a sky full of stars. Okay, this is a beautiful image, okay, of a family very happy and content just sitting outside by a fire, okay, and the starry night sky, okay, uh, the ultimate emotional fulfillment there, okay, the ultimate amount of abundance there, okay, you've got King of Cups coming in, which is a very intuitive, emotionally intelligent masculine, okay, that definitely is going to cancel out the distorted side of that, the like reverse side of that, which would be like, you know, someone who is not emotionally intelligent, someone who doesn't understand your feelings, someone who is not intuitive. Okay, you want to stay away from those types of people, like as much as you can. Okay, but I feel like you this month of October you've been dealing with that. So, okay, yeah, Eight of Swords. Of course, yeah. Because when you are no longer able to feel the emotional support that you need and your emotional needs aren't being met, you're going to feel this Eight of Swords energy. You're going to feel restricted, okay? And while the moon is still there, illuminating your way, Libra, and keeps telling you again and again, trust your intuition, you're still feeling like your hands are tied. Okay, either literally or no, not literally. God forbid, that would be freaking horrible. But like metaphorically, okay. I'm watching a lot of like crime shows. Okay, but yeah, like you know. So that being said, it's like release those ties and with those particular energies because they're no longer serving your greater good and your greater purpose. Okay, and again we have like Three of Wands. Okay, so this is a journey that you need to go on and explore and find yourself and bring you closer to look at this giant like river of water. It's like your source, your spirit, your soul, your feelings, your emotions. It's not about other people's feelings and emotions anymore. It's about yours. Okay? Look, we have the Magician here. Okay? Ultimate power, infinite abundance. Okay? Infinite magic and wisdom here. Okay? Drawing from the universe. Even like you are even like giving back to the universe. Like you're like, I hear you, universe. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that is, yeah, because one hand is going back into the earth with all that the magician has learned, and the other is receiving the messages. So you're getting the downloads, like you're getting the energy, you're picking up on what it is that you need to like say or do, and then you're returning it back into the ground. Like you're returning it back into the earth, planting these seeds so that, you're not the only one, right? You're not the only one going through what you're going through. There's others going through things like this as well. Um, yeah, 10 of Wands. It is a heavy burden, especially when you're like, you put a lot of your life and your energy, and your soul into a connection, and in return you're just weighed down. Like you have a heavy burden to carry, a heavy weight to carry. Okay, but this woman is doing it with one hand. Okay, and it's not easy. It's not going to be easy to get through what you need to get through, but you can do it regardless of what other people think or say. You have the mindset to do it. Like you have the ability to do it. And yeah, it's something that you have. It is a path that you have to walk alone in a sense. That's why we got like the Hermit card earlier. But it's not something you can't. It's not. Look, King of Swords again. King of Swords here. Okay, or maybe that was. Oh, that was the King of Cups. Okay, but anyway. But the King of Swords is, just as good as the King of Cups. Okay, because the King of Swords is, look, he's got the sword and like another crown here. Okay, he's gone on the journeys. He's gone through the transformation. Like he knows when he has to put an end and a stop to some unfair, unjust ruling. Okay, I feel like there could be like another leader or another masculine energy that is trying to get in the way of your happiness, Libra. And this King of Swords is like, no, stop getting in the way of Libra's happiness, right? Um, that's not a wise move, right? Not when it comes to Libra, right? Yeah, this person wants to have a physical connection with you, the sacred union of bodies to becoming one. Yeah, this person definitely wants to have a more physical connection with you. So I don't know what you're gonna do about that, Libra, but there it is. Oh look, we have the Hierophant here as well. Yeah. See, once you like trust in this Hierophant energy, I feel like it's like the teacher, like the student becomes the teacher, okay? Once you've learned the lessons that need to be told to you, you're going to be able to then teach them to others as well, okay? So it's not really so much about like, oh, I didn't know this or I didn't know that. Like, stop doing that to yourself. Okay, Libra? It's like, it's not your fault that you didn't know that signing up for something that was like at first very attractive, very alluring, very, promising of stability, okay, from like very like physical material standpoint wasn't going to work out. But now that you're trusting more in your like soul self, and you're giving back to yourself again, you're going to start to see, wow, like I was like okay, I need to get back to like listening and trusting myself again, and the wisdoms and teachings that I have learned along the way from others that have come before me. So then therefore you can move forward as well. Yeah, because I feel like you came from a place where maybe you probably didn't grow up with a lot, and that, made you like, okay, well, maybe I need to like, match with somebody who did, have a lot growing up. And maybe that's going to be my, like, you know, thing. I don't know. Like, that's going to be what propels me forward. But I feel like what's actually propelling you forward is not that at all, and getting closure on that, because that's a hard adjustment to make. And you're now going to start to see this Nine of Cups as a result. Okay, again, there's like the phases of the moon, much more intricate this time. There's like the crescent moon, and then there's like the crescent moon. Like there's many more phases here. Okay, and that's because it's not just so simple. It's not just so black and white as, the high priestess, shows, or the chariot shows, the black and white horses. It's not so black and white, right? There's many things that go into many things. There's many um, phases, okay, that happen in just one person's life. There are many aspects to just one person's life. So, Libra, for you, for instance, you've gone through a lot already. So, for you to see that there's more ahead, you're like, it is scary. It is like, you are hesitant about it because you're reminded of the Five of Pentacles. You're reminded of having nothing. You're reminded of that feeling of being out in the cold with no one and nothing. You felt alone, right? You were never alone. You just were experiencing something that you've never experienced before, but it drew you towards people who were also experiencing the same thing, similar things. And that's where you have the butterflies, right? You have the metamorphosis, you have the transformation, okay? Death card, transformation. And this is all about you getting fulfillment. 10 of Cups is a lot about like a collective fulfillment, like a family of happiness. Everyone's feeling happy, everyone's doing great, right? But now it's your turn to feel great. Now it's your turn to feel good about yourself. Yes, you'll always have this 10 of Cups. You can always have that. You're very good at like making sure everyone else is taken care of, making sure everyone else is happy. But now it's your time to make sure you're happy, Libra. Okay. And that's that 9 of Cups. Okay. And I feel like this is your time to really shine. And look at this. We got the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Yeah. You've been writing for a long time. Okay. You've been going at this new beginning for a while now, Libra, and this sense of adventure, this sense of a new journey, this sense of abundance that you want so desperately. You're willing to fight for it and go to war for it, and you're doing that. And look, Queen of Swords, look at this like snow goddess, okay, with the white owl. It's so beautiful. I love this. And you're it's like a winter goddess. So Libra, you are very like now in tune with your true self. And Libra, you are an air sign. Queen of Swords is air energy. Okay. So it definitely transcends into your element, into what it is that makes you feel good, into what it is that makes you feel beautiful and you feel inspired and you feel special and all those good things. Okay. And it's something that's more you. Okay. If that makes sense. Okay. And and the Empress, of course. That is, of course, you as well, Libra, like Empress energy all the way. You're very loving, nurturing, caring, creative, energy. There's this energy of fertility. There's energy of mothering, like, taking care of children, nurturing the inner child, nourishing the soul and the mind. It's all involved within the Empress. That it's a truly inspirational energy. She's sitting by a waterfall. So there's like a lot of beauty here. There's a lot of goddess energy here. That's really truly inspiring and is really going to be truly like moving you forward and motivating you, Libra, to get out there and just really start to experience life again, because you were in this place where you felt like you couldn't experience it. But the Empress is reminding you, like, she's holding on to her pregnant belly here. She's literally created life, okay? And it's going to give birth, okay? So you are giving birth now to I feel like a new you, Libra. Like you are birthing your new self out into the world. And you're going to have a great time doing it. And it's going to be amazing. Yeah, giving birth is painful, but it's still like less painful, I feel like, for you, Libra, than just staying stagnant and staying in the same old cycles that weren't working. Okay, you're going into new cycles now. All right, that are going to work for you, Libra. All right, so let the goddess Empress energy protect you, and triple moon goddess energy protect you. Love and light always, Libra.